Greetings, history lovers. Welcome to my YouTube channel, History in Some Minutes. I'm Dr. Hirman Hassas, historian and freelance researcher, and your guide for Persian history. Today, I'm exploring three monumental empires of ancient Persia, the Achaemenids, the Parthians, and Sasanids. Which forged the greatest legacy? How did their politics, militaries, cultures, and economics shape the ancient world? And why we should care about their differences. If you are fascinated by Persian civilization, art, politics, culture, and history, or just love a good historical tale, join me for a couple of minutes journey into Iran's epic past. Let's uncover what made each unique and enduring. The Achaemenids burst onto the scene around 559 before Christ when Cyrus the Great united Persians and Medes, forging an empire that stretched from the Balkans to the Indus Valley, India. 14 million square kilometers, governing nearly half the world population, some 50 million people. Under Darius the Great, it reached its zenith. The Bisutun inscription carved into a cliff lists 23 nations he ruled from Egypt to Central Asia and from Anatolia to India, a testament to their reach. Their political genius, led by the satrapy system, provinces led by governors or satraps, or in ancient Persian, Khashasrapawan, who answered directly to the king. This balance of central control and local autonomy kept diverse people united. The Cyrus cylinder, often called the first human rights charter, reveals their policy of religious and cultural tolerance, like freeing Jews from Babylonian captivity. Militarily, they fielded a multi-ethnic army blending Persian elites like the 10,000 immortal with Greek mercenaries and Egyptian sailors. Their navy, bolstered by Phoenician ships, challenged Greece under Xerxes but defeated at Marathon in 490 before Christ and Salamis in 480 before Christ, exposed weaknesses against disciplined phalangists and the Greek marine. Economically, they thrived on the Silk Road and the 2,700 kilometers, which is around 1,700 miles, Royal Road with 111 relay stations, ensuring messages across the empire in days. Gold Greek coins standardized trade. Persepolis, their ceremonial capital, showcased art fusing Mesopotamian, Egyptian, and Greek styles. Yet internal strife, rival princes, and rebellious satraps weakened them, and Alexander the Macedonian, son of Philip II, conquest in 330 before Christ, ended their reign. The Parthians emerged around 247 before Christ when Archelaus I rebelled against the Seleucids, Greek successors of Alexander. Their empire, peaking at 2.8 million square kilometers, spanned eastern Turkey to Afghanistan, centered on the Iranian plateau. Unlike the Achaemenids, they ruled as a federation with nobles families like Soren, Karen, and 5 other wielding regional power, almost like feudal lords of Europe. This decentralized structure gave flexibility but often sparked infighting. Their military strength was their cavalry, light horses, archers, and heavy cataphracts. It is armored knights. These archers mastered the Parthian shoot, firing backward while retreating. At Harran or Karaha, the battle in 53 before Christ, 10,000 Parthians annihilated 40,000 Romans, killing General Crassus, a stunning upset. This victory conserved their reputation as Rome's eastern nemesis. Culturally, they blended Persian roots with Hellenistic flair. Their coin bearing kings faced, unlike Achaemenids, anonymity, and Greek style art reflected this fusion, religiously tolerant. They embraced Zoroastrianism, Mithraism, and even Greek cults without a state faith. Their capital, Tisfun, became a Silk Road hub with trade in silk and spices, earning vast wealth, some estimated 20% Rome's annual budget in tariffs. But their loose structure was their Achilles heel. By AD 224, internal rivalries and the rise of Ardashir, a southern Persian lord, toppled them. The Sassanids arose in AD 224 when Ardashir I or Ardashir Babakan defeated the last Parthian king, vowing to revive Achaemenid's glory. Their empire, about 3.5 million square kilometers, covered modern Iran, Iraq, and beyond. Their centralized state, led by a king of kings, which is Shahanshah, relied on a sophisticated bureaucracy with governors tied to the crown. Zoroastrianism became the state religion, and priests or magi gained political clout, shaping law and society. Their army was formidable: heavy cataphracts, disciplined infantry, war elephants, and border fortresses. Shapur, the first capture of Roman Emperor Valerian at Edessa in AD 260, stilled the war, while Shapur II seized Antakya. Yet prolonged wars with Rome and the Byzantium drained them. Culturally, they championed Persian identity, reviving the Pahlavi language and compiling the Avesta Zoroastrianism's sacred scripture. Rock refills and silver work showcase their art. They sometimes suppressed rival faiths like Menachism, Mazdakism, or Christianity for political unity, though later tolerated Christians. Over 100 planned cities like Bishapur and advanced taxation, collecting 200 tons of silver yearly under Khosrow I fueled prosperity. Khosrow I is Anushirvan. But constant wars weakened them. The Arab conquest, culminating in the Battle of Qadisiyah in AD 636, ended their rule by 651. Let's compare these giants. In politics, Achaemenids pioneered centralized satrapies, balancing control and diversity. Parthians' noble-led federation offered resilience but lacked unity. Sasanids restored focus with a faith-driven bureaucracy, more rigid but efficient. In military, Achaemenids' diverse forces overwhelmed foes but struggled against Greeks. Parthians' agile cavalry outwitted Rome. Sasanids' disciplined army and forts led strong but tired from endless wars. In culture, Achaemenids blended styles at Persepolis. Parthians fused Persian and Greek art. Sassanids revived Iranian roots, seeding Islamic culture with Pahlavi and epics. In economy, Achaemenids and Sassanids mastered trade and taxes with darics and drachmas. Parthians leveraged Silk Road hubs like Tisfun. Each had fatal flaws. Achaemenids overextended, Parthians fragmented, Sassanids buckled under war and dogma. Ultimately, the Achaemenids laid the foundation for global empires. Parthians preserved Persians' independence through chaos, and Sassanids wove a cultural legacy that echoed into Islamic civilization. Together, they made Persia unforgettable. These dynasties didn't just rule Iran, they redefined empire building for centuries. Now, over to you. Which dynasty inspires you most? Would you thrive under Cyrus the Great, Mithridat II, or Shapur the First? Drop your thought in the comments, hit like and subscribe for more Persian history. I'm Dr. Hirman Hassas, signing off until our next history in some minutes. Thank you very much for your kind attention.